Hello everyone, I welcome you to this webinar. This is Dr. Stalin Malhotra. I have richly invested almost 40 years in school education, mentoring students for CBSE exams and various competitive exams, especially the National Talent Search Examination. I have served various Delhi public schools in different capacities for about 35 years. Also served Amity for almost 5 years as a senior consultant. Recently, I have joined FITGI as a director, board of advisors. Well, for your information, FITGI is opening a chain of schools by the name FITGI Global Schools. Well, this chain of school is basically going to impart formal school education through CBSE pattern, through CBSE board. Now, FITGI, you all know, is a top brand in the coaching industry and has been producing the best possible results in IIT. It also prepared students for KVPY, Olympiads and NTSE, both in offline and online modes. And you all know the results have been fantastic. I am a proud recipient of many awards, including the most prestigious National Award for Teachers by the President of India. I have been associated with the top publishers like McGraw-Hill as author in physics and maths. Our today's interaction on NTSE is in connection with the book, a recently published book by McGraw-Hill, the name Aspire NTSE. Aspire NTSE is the recent publication by McGraw-Hill which was reviewed by me. So after this preliminary introductory part, I will brief you about the NTSE exam, National Talent Search Examination. Well, we all know NTSE examination. We have heard from friends, we have heard from school teachers, we have heard from various other sources, and they all have very high recommendation for this examination. You know, this examination is a two-stage examination. The first stage is conducted by the State Education Department. We call it Stage 1 NTSE exam. And the Stage 2 examination is conducted by NCERT, which is the National Council of Educational Research and Training. This NTSE scholarship is basically a highly prestigious scholarship, and this is conducted by NCERT to provide scholarship to the most deserving students. I often call them the star performers. The aim of the government is, or NCERT is, to identify, to pick up students who have a very high intellect and skills. Now, central government awards scholarships to the NTSE students, and especially those students who wants to pursue sciences and social sciences. I must add here that being NTSE scholar is a very unique happening in the student's life, because being NTSE scholar instills supreme confidence to crack higher competition in future. Higher competitions could be like IIT, medical, could be bank exams, could be IAS later on, or maybe somebody interested in the core science is able to join PhD. You will be happy to note that even if you join PhD, the scholarship is continued and the prestige of the NTSE keeps giving you a push. Now, you should know that NTSE exam basically adds a prestige to the testimonial of the child. Sometimes when you appear for an interview and you are an NTSE scholar, there is an added advantage, and this added advantage gives you the success factor. So you are able to score well, perform well with the added confidence, and that confidence is because of the NTSE. Well, you must also remember that preparation of NTSE and the preparation for the board exam, CBSE examination, or maybe ICSE examination, or maybe state board examination, they are not same. Whereas in CBSE examination, you have to follow the subjective approach. What exactly we mean by the subjective approach? In a subjective approach, there is a syllabus. You have to learn the basic concepts of the syllabus in line with the prescribed syllabus. You have to learn it. You have to practice it. And in the examination, you have to use pen and paper. That means you have to write the answers for the questions which are asked in the question paper. We call it a subjective approach. Recently, there were changes in the CBSE pattern, because in the CBSE exam, there are lots of MCQ questions. There are very short answer questions also. Maybe you are not supposed to write longer answers or one-line answers for every MCQ, but even ticking is with a pen. This is what is a CBSE exam. So that means pen and paper are required in the CBSE examination. What about NTSE? Well, in a National Talent Search Examination, the approach is not subjective. Please note it not at all subjective, not for even a single question. The approach is objective approach. What is the objective approach? In objective approach, you are given a question and this question has got choices. There are 4 choices or could be 5 choices. But in NTSC we have only 4 choices. In 4 choices, there is one answer which is most appropriate. You have to pick up that answer and that answer you need not write. Please underline it, note it. There is no writing, no pen and paper required. Only ball pen is required because you are given a separate sheet. And this separate sheet we call OMR sheet. Now in the OMR sheet, against every answer there are 4 circles. When you read the question, solve it orally and get the answer, then corresponding to that answer you have to pick up the circle. You have to darken the circle with a ball pen. So your answer you have darkened. You have simply made a mark. And this mark basically will get you the mark. This will get you the score. So this is the difference. So whereas in CBSE, it could be rote learning, cramming, understanding, cramming, then a reflection of the thought process you have carried with you. In NTSC exam, which is a purely objective exam, you have to simply think of the answer, solve the answer, roughly doing calculations in your mind. So cognitive approach is very important. After getting the answer, after thinking the answer, you have to darken the circle, corresponding circle in the OMR sheet. This is what NTSC exam is. Now there are lots of questions I see on the screen and mostly they say how many questions to be attempted, what is the maximum percentage and all that. We will come to that. But at this point of time, I will say no fixed percentage has been assigned as a qualifying score for the NTSC Stage 1 and Stage 2 exams. Now we slightly go deeper into the NTSC pattern of examination. Well, NTSC has got 2 stages. Stage 1, which is basically conducted by the state, and Stage 2, which is conducted by NCERT. It should be kept in mind that all students who apply for NTSC will not be able to take Stage 2 examination conducted by NCERT. It is only when you are able to qualify the merit which is decided by the State Education Department. They prepare the merit list, and when you find yourself as a qualifying candidate in the merit list, you are eligible to take Stage 2 examination. So that means Stage 2 examination is not for everybody. You have to qualify Stage 1 examination. Just to give you a rough idea, every state in India conducts Stage 1 examination, including the union territories like Delhi has, Chandigarh has, Meghalaya has, Nagaland has. They all have their own separate Stage 1 examination. But the most fascinating part is they all have identical pattern. They all have the same pattern, and this pattern is that stage 1 examination has got two parts. One is a MAT part, M-A-T, that is mathematical ability test, mental ability many call it. The second is a SAT, scholastic ability test. Now in both the tests, whether it is MAT or SAT, you have 100 questions. 100 questions in MAT and 100 questions in SAT. In MAT portion, this portion I must emphasize is not done in schools. There is no formal doing. There is no formal teaching of MAT paper in schools. In MAT, you get variety of questions, maybe on series, maybe on coding and decoding, maybe on analogy, maybe on direction testing, maybe on time, maybe puzzle test, maybe reasoning. It could be analytical reasoning or arithmetical reasoning, maybe mathematical operations, maybe use of dictionary, maybe inserting the missing characters. These all come under one head and we call it verbal. So it is a type of verbal reasoning. Along with that, you also have questions on Venn diagrams. But there is another part in MAT which is a non-verbal reasoning. And in non-verbal reasoning, you have questions like questions on paper folding. There are no written words. Figures are there. It could be embedded figures. It could be, questions on folding of papers. It could be water images. It could be problems on cubes and dice. So such like question form almost 20 to 30% part of the MAT paper. This is MAT. Now scoring in MAT, it used to be difficult. Now with various resources available on the net and lots of books in the market, this MAT paper is attempted by intelligent students, students who are very quick in thinking, students who have a speed, who have a high IQ. These children are able to attempt these questions and score very high. You should remember that scoring as high as possible in the MAT paper is an added advantage. The second part of the paper is a SAT paper. Now you can also say SAT paper is basically an amalgamation of all the subjects which you study in science and social studies and maths. So that means there are almost 8 segments in the SAT paper, starting with maths. It is considered that maths segment is the most difficult segment. You should remember that you take this examination in class 10th, especially at the end of class 10th, somewhere in the month of November, first week. But it does not have the syllabus of class 10th only. There are questions from class 9th syllabus also. So that means by the time you are in 10th and you start forgetting class 9th syllabus, the competition becomes difficult for you. You should not leave behind class 9th syllabus. Prepare jottings, prepare key points with hand, and focus on the conceptual understanding of maths. Could be formulae, could be hints, could be diagrams, could be certain reasoning parts, could be certain tricks. Now these you got to remember, because questions are asked on geometry, algebra, coordinate geometry, trigonometry, all segments of maths in ninth and 10th. So the syllabus of ninth and test, you must have a mastery for maths. Then comes science section. In a science section, you have physics, you have chemistry, and you have bio. Now, these all are forming the core part of your science book of class 9th and class 10th. I mean NCERT books. So if you have done concepts, jotted down notes from the NCERT books, you will find the science portion easier. It is generally seen that physics is the most difficult part in the science part. That means there are almost 40 questions in science, say 13 to 14 questions from physics, and the same number in chemistry, almost same number in bio. But those 14 questions, or could be 15 questions, which come from physics, they consume a lot of time, because questions are not factual questions. You got to think, you got to absorb, you got to do mental calculations, then get an answer, then search for an answer amongst the given choices A, B, C, D. While attempting these questions, believe in the elimination approach. In case you find, your answer which you thought, which you calculated, is not a part of the choices given in the question paper, you can put a dot, and maybe you can attempt it in the last. But do not worry. There is no need to panic, because this beautiful exam, and I must say prestigious exam, has got something very special for you. And that is, even if you attempt a wrong question, you are not penalized. You do not lose any mark. In other words, we say for NTSC exam, there is no negative marking. Please underline it. There is no negative marking. This negative marking concepts comes in higher competitions. Could be NEET exam, could be IIT exam. But for NTSC, there is no negative marking. So you are at a liberty to attempt. And I must tell you something more important. Sometimes out of the choices you calculate, you do not find an answer, and all the choices sometimes are confusing. Or it could be your answer is not amongst the choices. So in such a case, again, not to panic, because you are not going to lose it. You can put a dot, and at the end you have, or you keep reserved 5 to 7 minutes and do those questions again. Then comes the third segment in the set, and that is social sciences. Now in social sciences, again, there are 4 components. One is history, other is geography, third is political science, and the fourth is economics. Maximum number of questions are from geography and history. Then few questions, about 10 to 12, are from political science, and about 8 to 10 are from economics. So these 40 questions from social sciences, mostly children find it tough. And you will be surprised that social sciences is otherwise a very easy subject. Then what is tough about it? The tougher part is while preparing for NTSC, children only focus on maths and sciences. They think social sciences being factual, it is easy to remember. We will do it during the last week. They sometimes focus on math and then later on maths and sciences, but completely ignore social sciences. Now the interesting part is it is seen that students who are top scorers, they often get confused in the social sciences. The easier segment becomes difficult for them to score, and the merit is accordingly decided. So they lose the rank, they lose their name in the merit, and when they lose in the first stage, they are going to be there, as not a candidate for the second stage because they are not able to take the second, they don't qualify. And must add here that for stage 2, almost an identical scheme of examination is there, which is similar to stage 1. That means the exam which is conducted by NCERT also has two major parts, MAT and SAT. 100 questions in MAT, 100 in SAT. Same syllabus. But yes, I must admit that the degree of difficulty for NTSC stage 2 is higher, because when you take that exam, a part of syllabus of class 11th is also covered, and questions of higher order thinking are asked there. You must have heard of your NCERT exemplar, and you are doing NCERT book also. If you happen to solve an exercise of the same chapter, same motion from NCERT, then from NCERT exemplar, say in physics, you will see the difference. Questions in exemplar are all difficult, thought-provoking, and they demand a lot of thinking. This is what stage 2 examination is. Now, when the syllabus is same, pattern is same, and you luckily qualify by virtue of your hard work stage 1 and take stage 2 examination, this is a separate examination conducted by NCERT somewhere in the month of May, and the final merit is decided by NCERT merit. Now do remember that while calculating your score, NCERT score, that means stage 2 score, is only taken into consideration. And for stage 2, again the syllabus of 9th and 10th remains, not only 10th. Also, the merit is separate. That means those who did not qualify stage 1, they are not your competitors. They are left out. But yes, a big, I would say, incentive for them also, because from the last 2-3 years, many states have started honoring the meritorious students who cannot qualify stage 2, qualify for stage 2, but are able to qualify stage 1, like Haryana, Delhi. There is exam. You qualify stage 1, and the state government honors you with a merit scholarship. It is happening in almost all the states. So I have told you about stage 1, I have told you about stage 2, and both the exams conducted by state board, conducted by NCERT are purely, again I underline, purely objective. When I say objective, there can be variety of objectives. It could be reasoning, it could be fill in the blanks, it could be matching type, it could be reasoning and assertion, but all the types are never asked in NTSC exam. The only type of objective questions asked in NTSC stage 1 and stage 2 examinations are MCQ, multiple choice question. Each question has 4 choices, only one choice is correct, and there is no negative marking. 100 questions in the MAT and 100 questions in the SAT. This is the pattern of examination. Now I will quickly come over to the present book, which is going to be launched by McGraw. Now this book by McGraw-Hill, Aspire NTSC, has got a similar approach, similar pattern, and similar sequence of events that appear in the NTSC paper, both stage 1 as well as stage 2. Please note that there are lots of books. There are lots of books in the market, but I am of the opinion you need not purchase all these books. Please take 1 or 2 books and rely on the sample papers, previous year's NTSC papers, which are available on the net. Past 3-4 years, there are lots of papers which are held by state boards and NCERT, and they are available on the net, some with answers, some with hints, some with solutions. After going through 1 or 2 books that you have, refer to those papers, enhance your speed, enhance your accuracy, enhance your confidence. In this book, Aspire NTSC, we have an enriched section of math containing variety of objective questions on various segments of math portion. I gave you those math segments, math portions. Now the beauty in this book is there are a very, very large number of solved examples. Unlike all the books available in the market, I have seen that this Aspire NTSC book which I reviewed has got plenty of solved examples under every subhead of math. Now, in case you are able to do all the solved examples of the math section from Aspire NTSC, you will build confidence because all varieties of objectives have been picked up. And the best part is they are further subdivided into segments. And each segment with lots of solved example, when it ends, it has an exercise. You can call it do it yourself. Now in this do it yourself, again there are plenty of questions. You can solve them, test yourself. You can do the self-evaluation and do a comparative study. In case the score is low, again go back to the solved examples of the sub-segment and try to build confidence, try to gain confidence. After that, there is a SAT section, and in the SAT section, I told you there are 8 segments. It starts with maths. Again, I must say, lots and lots of solved examples from different chapters of maths, both 9th as well as 10th. Please remember that scoring as high as possible in maths, again I say, scoring as high as possible in maths is getting your name in stage 1 merit list of stage 1 NTSE merit list. There are chapters, lots of questions, all solved examples, and wherever the chapter ends, it has test yourself. Then comes physics, almost a similar approach. Chapters have been divided the way the syllabus goes in class 9th, then in 10th. Again, lots of questions, and questions from previous year's NTSE papers have been included. This is done so that you become familiar with the type of questions which are asked, and you can also understand the degree of difficulty. Then comes chemistry, then comes bio, relatively easier sections because a lot of factual questions are there. And last is the social science component, which has got geography, slightly difficult, history, again slightly difficult, but easier part is your political science and economics. It is generally seen that during the last years, questions in geography section and also in history section were tough. So children lost their merit because of these two subjects. Now added to this, I must say, in Aspire NTSE, the intention of the author was to give you a cumulative revision. You know, cumulative revision, like cumulative frequency you must have done in maths, is a special type of revision where you got to know the entire set of chapters. That means knowing all the chapters in one go. For example, if you are revising your physics portion, you will find a quick recap at the beginning of the chapter, and it is followed by a large number of multiple choice questions, then followed by a self-evaluation test. I must add, when I was reviewing the book, I found almost all the questions from NCERT exemplars have been included. This was a great happening, and I was very happy to note that, because normally I have seen lots of books available in the market, they do not have questions from the NCERT exemplar. So the child generally ignores this set. But in Aspire NTSE, all questions from NCERT exemplars have been included, mostly in the solved examples and a few in the exercise. This gives you the added confidence. So even if you don't have NCERT exemplar, you are able to prepare your sciences and maths very well through Aspire NTSE. And the last part, I must say that more and more practice is required. More and more practice is required, because it is the only factor which will add confidence to your doing and which will get you the coveted merit for the NTSC exams. Now, in the last segment of this webinar, I can see lots of questions appearing on the screen, and I must congratulate all the participants because they are asking these questions not only for themselves, but they are asking for all the other students who could not attend this webinar, interactive webinar, or maybe they don't have the electrical gadget or equipment to ask this question. To start with, I must say, lots of questions are appearing regarding increasing accuracy and speed. Now, this is very interesting. When you say how to increase speed, the only mantra is to increase speed. You need 4 factors. First factor is practice. Second factor is again practice. Third factor again is practice. And the fourth is be happy. That's all. This way, you will keep on gaining the number, and by gaining the number of questions you attempt per second, you increase your speed. If you pick up question from the previous years and include it in your revision work, you will gain speed. For accuracy, I would say after attempting the question, if the answer is right, be happy about it. But do remember there could be a shortcut. So do consult your teacher. Do refer to the book. If the shortcut is similar to the one which was done by you, carried by you, be happy about it. So to increase speed, to increase pace, and to increase accuracy, my mantra is practice, 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 and confidently practice. So be happy about it. Be optimistic about it. Now, will deleted chapters of 9th and 10th SST come in NTSC? This is again a very good question. You know, there are about 6 to 7 chapters which are starred. No, they don't come in the CBSE examination. Like I told you in the beginning, that NTSC exam and the CBSE exam are different. And do remember that NTSC exam does not have any fixed syllabus. After attempting the paper, you cannot say, sir, this question was out of course. There is no course except to say that syllabus of 9th and 10th. I would say some question from starred chapters can also come. There is no harm if you prepare the jottings, learn it, and do those starred chapters from SST. It will give you an added advantage. Then there is another question, like somebody says how to score full marks in SAT. Again, I would say there is a mantra for scoring full marks, and again that mantra has 4 objectives: A, B, C, D. A, prepare well, write concepts, learn them, and learn to apply them. B, speed, accuracy, they have to be maintained. And C part, keep on gaining confidence. After getting lots of varieties of questions from different books, from different sources, in case you are not able to do it, take the help of the book or your teacher. And the fourth part, be happy about it. Well, I am an old teacher. I must say that NTSC is not the end of life. If you qualify NTSC with hard work, with determination, you have got it. But if somehow you are not able to make stage 1 or stage 2, you are still a scholar, much different from the rest of the students of your class, because this is not the end of life. Then we come to another question for scoring full marks. People have been scoring marks to the tune of 98, 97% in SAT. But till today, I have not come across a child scoring as high as 99 or 100. It's very difficult. But I don't say don't try. Please try, but it is very difficult. More and more variety of different questions you attempt, both in verbal and non-verbal reasoning, it will help you score 100% marks in the math section. And syllabus of NTSC, I told you, is syllabus of class 9th NCERT, class 10th NCERT. Same syllabus as is prescribed by the CBSE. Then there is another question. If we get some part of social science course of class 9, then how to cover that course? I told you this is a tricky part, because almost 40% of the question in every part, it could be physics, could be chemistry, could be bio, could be history, geography, or any subject, could be maths. They come from class 9. It could be more than 40%. So please don't ignore class 9. If NTSC your aim, class 9th syllabus, you should have a mastery. You should prepare jottings. You should prepare key points and should not forget it while doing class 10th revision. Somewhere you should find that there is a gap of 7 to 8 days after exam, or you have Saturday, Sundays. Quickly jump over to class 9 and do the quick recap. It will add to your score. Then there are questions, chapters, on Maurya Empire and all that. See, these are the questions, I think twice they appeared. So please, my advice to you is that Maurya Empire, if you can prepare some jottings, taking the help of your teacher or taking the help of some textbook, you are always a gainer. You are always a winner. There is no harm, absolutely no harm. Because in Karnataka I saw, Maharashtra paper I saw, some questions were there from that section also. Then there is a question, do you suggest studying from different boards, CBSE, ICSE, for preparation? No. You see, the syllabus for NTSC is a general syllabus, not rigidly defined, very flexible, whether you are a ICSE student or a CBSE student in class 10th and you have passed class 9th with good reasonable score, NTSC should not be difficult for you, because syllabus is almost same. There are few extra concepts that you can always learn by taking the help of your teacher. Then score full marks we came to. How many subjects are there? I told you. Now how to score in physics? Well, simple question. I told you in between also, physics basically is a subject, royal subject, I must say. Even after doing and after teaching physics for many years and writing so many books, I am of the opinion I still find it interesting but difficult. So what is the easier way? The easier way is that you read the chapter, prepare your handwritten jottings, prepare the variety of concept, understand it well, retain it, apply it, and then attempt a few questions. And this is the only strategy to be followed in physics. And do take note of the NCERT exemplar question. While doing the NCERT exemplar question, you will be able to imbibe a lot of confidence, because beauty of exemplar problem is that all problems are difficult, are different, difficult and different. That means for every problem, you will be made to think. So attempting question from exemplar is not easy. And when you attempt lots of exercises from exemplar in physics, you gain confidence in physics. Yes, regarding the postponement of NTSC, please remember NTSC Stage 1 examination is generally conducted by all states somewhere in the month of November. Say first week of November, generally on Sunday, first week of Sunday. But it can vary, with these problematic days, COVID-19, you find lots of changes are happening. But one thing is sure, there is a stage 2 examination which was for 1920 to be conducted by NCERT. The date was announced somewhere in May, but I'm not sure. You got to wait and see. You will find it in the newspaper. You can hear the news. You can refer to the net. You will be informed accordingly about stage 2 examination. But till today, I would say, let us not rely on any fixed date. Yes, national level exam. Some question is there regarding, is it national level exam? Of course. NTSC examination is a national level examination with a lot of prestige involved, with a lot of recognition involved, and students who attempt this examination are given scholarship right in class 11th, in class 12th, in the undergraduate, at the undergraduate level, at the postgraduate level, even when you do PhD. You must know that if you are a NTSC scholar and you are taking an exam like IAS or appearing for some corporate examination or applying for some scholarship abroad, you are always given a preference. You are always given a weightage. So that is why they say for preparing NTSC, you must work hard, because if somehow it is not possibly achieved, the confidence will be achieved, because NTSC instills confidence in you. But again, last line which I keep repeating, NTSC prepare well, do well, but NTSC not qualifying. Don't discourage yourself, because this is not the end of life. There are many other scholarship exams you can take in class 11th, 12th, or after 12th. Now, marks distribution for each subject. Please note that I told you in math there are 100 marks, but in SAT, since there are 8 subjects, maths, sciences and social sciences, the distribution of marks is maths you have 20 marks. So that means there will be 20 questions. In physics, chemistry, maths, you have physics, chemistry and bio. Sorry, physics, chemistry and bio, science portion. You have 40 marks. maths 20 marks, and social sciences 40 marks. Social sciences means geography, history, political science, and economics. Since there are 4 subjects in social science, you can have the variation of 12 to 13 questions in history and geography, and accordingly in economics and pol science. In physics, chemistry, and bio, on an average, you have 14 questions, 13 questions, and 13 questions. In maths, you have 20 questions. This is about the distribution of marks. Now, the question is to improve maths. Again, it is not that easy and also not that difficult. If you are a regular student doing your classwork regularly, doing the NCERT exercises regularly, covering all the assignments which are given by your maths teacher, and practicing at home, you can score well for both maths 9th and 10th. But add to it that questions in NCERT are simpler. You have to have some book or some assignment from some institute, or you should have an access to the previous year's paper. Now these, if you solve, they will add a confidence. And you must do NCERT Maths Exemplar. This is a beautiful collection of questions, and you will find them very, very enriching. And if you solve them, you will gain a lot of confidence. Marks distribution somebody wants. Again, I'll come to math. You have 100 problems, 100 marks, 1 mark each question. Then you have in SAT. In SAT, there are lots of subjects starting with maths. In maths of 9th and 10th, you have 20 marks, 20 questions. In sciences, physics, chemistry, and bio, you have 40 questions, roughly 13 to 14 questions in physics, 13 questions in chemistry, and 13 questions in bio. This is a rough estimate. And in the last social sciences, you have 40 questions from geography, history, political science, and economics. There is always a variation. You can get more questions, 1 or 2 more questions from geography, 1 or 2 more questions from history section, maybe 1 or 2 more questions in pol science. There is no fixed criteria for that. And even the syllabus of NCERT is silent on it. So regarding a book on NTSC and coaching center on NTSC, I as a teacher will strongly recommend FITGI. They have got very, very good results, fabulous results. I have seen the merit, not that I am a director there. I am a fan of FITGI, the type of examination they conduct, the testing they do, the assignments they do, all very, very encouraging and thought-provoking. So it imparts a lot of confidence. And regarding the book, I told you the recent book I had a look was Aspire NTSC by McGraw. So you can always see that book, use that book, and gain confidence. For my best of luck to you for your NTSC exam. Now, yes, some people do recommend state board books. Yes, I do agree, because the social science portion in the state board examinations is of a regional level. There are few topics in Maharashtra board, in Karnataka board, maybe in Punjab, maybe in Nagaland, Meghalaya, and these portions are not there in the CBSE syllabus or in the NCERT book. So children from these states, when they prepare state board exam stage 1, they should always take into consideration the additional topics in the social sciences of the state board syllabus and prepare their jottings accordingly. It will greatly help those students to score well in stage 1 examination. Now, important chapter in math, you can have lots of questions on series. Recently, I saw lots of questions on water images, mirror images, questions on cubes and dice. So they appeared. And sometimes even in the series question, two series are clubbed and question becomes very difficult. So if you have an access to these questions, you will again have an added advantage. Thank you very much for being a part of the webinar. It was very interesting sharing with you all these questions, and I hope I have instilled that motivation and confidence in you, and I'm sure with this you are all going to ascend the ladder, not with pockets in your hand, not with hands in your pocket. You should take your hands out of the pocket, because this brings in a lot of hard work which is required to clear NTSE exam. So as I conclude, my last line is, success, do remember, is like a ladder. You got to climb it with confidence, with happiness, because climbing a ladder is climbing and approaching the success. You cannot climb the ladder of success with your hands in the pocket. God bless you. Thank you.